Hey guys, it's Beck here, and today I'm going to lead you through a general Hatha practice. So you won't really need any props. If you do have your own block at home, you might like to keep that handy at the top of the mat. And from here we'll sit up in our nice comfortable seated position. Eyes are closed to start, palms facing up towards the sky. And we'll just take the opportunity at the start of our practice just to settle into our body. And feel your body here on your mat. So you want to sit up nice and tall, even weight between left and right sit bones. Spine is nice and long, shoulder blades rest flat against the back. And move your awareness now to your breath. Feel the way in which your breath is flowing through your body. We'll just start to consciously lengthen out here through the breath. Breathing through the nose, deeply all the way down into the lower belly. Smooth, steady inhale, smooth, steady exhale. And we want the breath, the inhale, the exhale to match each other in length. Let's spend another 5 of our deep breaths here before we start to move into our practice. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes. You can bring the hands to heart center in prayer position. Take an inhale here, we'll draw the arms up and overhead. On the exhale, we'll bring the hands through heart center and walk our hands forward. So here we want to ground down through the palms, through our fingertips. Spine is nice and long. We want to keep our sit bones grounded to the mat. So we can either stay here if you feel that you can go on. We use the exhale to fold forward. And we're breathing into our back body here. Start to bring some length into the back body, into our spine. As we inhale, lengthen the spine, walk your hands all the way over to the right side of your mat until you can feel that space down your left side body. Same here again, we use the inhale to lengthen, and you might stay here. If we're going on, use the exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. We'll walk our hands all the way over to the opposite side now until you can feel that space through your right side body. And again, we can either stay working here if we're going on. We use the exhale to fold. Breathe into your right side ribs here. Inhale, lift your head, walk the fingertips back. And from here, we're coming over onto hands and knees. Knees under the line of the hips, hands just forward of the shoulders, and we'll move through cat-cow from here. As we inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Lift your heart center. Exhale, tuck your chin, rounding the back out. Moving through again, inhale through front body. Exhale, back back body opening. And we'll move through 3 more rounds of the same here. So we can move through at our own pace here using our breath. So we're synchronizing our movement here with our breath. And we can exaggerate the movement a little bit here. So bring a little bit more space into the front body as we open up. A little bit more space into the back body as we round the back out. Use the inhale to bring us back to a neutral spine, and then from here we're going to come into a twisting cat. So we can take an exhale here. As we inhale, float our right fingertips up, and we'll start to rotate here through the spine. As we exhale, coming back to center. Moving through that again on the inhale. Exhale, coming back to center. One more round of the same here with your breath. And this time as we exhale, coming into thread the needle. So we can slide our right hand through, gently rest the right shoulder, right temple to the mat. We can pop up onto our left fingertips here, so we can draw back through the left shoulder. And we can either stay here if you feel that you can go on. We'll use an inhale to float the left fingertips. And maybe you can wrap that arm here behind your lower back. So we can feel that space here through our right shoulder, left side of the chest. We can work with the exhale to maybe rotate a little bit deeper. As we inhale, gently unwrap, coming back to center. And we'll just reset ourselves here again. So knees stacked under the line of the hips. Hands just forward of the shoulders, and we'll come into twisting cat on the left side now. As we inhale, float the left fingertips. Lift up through the heart center here. Exhale, coming back to center. Twice more of the same here with our breath, and on the 3rd round we're coming into thread the needle. Left shoulder, left side of the face comes down onto our mat. Popping up onto the right fingertips, and remember we can either stay here. If we're going on, use the inhale, float the right fingertips, and maybe wrapping that arm behind your lower back. And keep drawing back on the right shoulder here, working with the exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, gently unwrap, coming back to center. From here we can tuck the back toes under, preparing for downward facing dog. So we'll start to lift the hips up off the mat. And you might choose to stay still in your downward facing dog. You might like to bring some movement into the pose, so maybe rotating through your hips or through your spine. Pressing your heels towards the mat. And just take this opportunity here in downward facing dog to again just check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling in your body today. And we'll become still now in our dog pose. So we're really grounding down through the palms, the finger pads of our hands. Our sit bones are separating here, so they're tilting up towards the sky. You may need to bend your knees here as we work our heels towards our mat. And as we inhale, bring a bend into the knees, looking forward. As we exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. We're coming into Uttanasana, so we'll bring the feet hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider if the hamstrings feel tight today. We'll bring a little bend into the knees to start here, and we'll fold forward over the front of our legs. So still grounding down strongly through the soles of our feet. So our legs are working here. But we want the upper body to be nice and relaxed. The shoulders, neck, your jaw, your face, they're all free of tension. Let your head hang heavy. Spend another 3 of our deep breaths here, breathing into the back body. On your next inhale, very slowly, we start to roll ourselves all the way up to standing. And once we get there, we're coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. The eyes are closed down. Standing tall here in Tadasana, we'll close the eyes down for 3 breaths. And here in Tadasana, we want to ground down through the soles of our feet. Draw up through your kneecaps slightly, and we can feel our legs engage. Draw up through your lower belly. Spine is long, shoulders are relaxed. Center yourself here, connect to your breath before we start to move through some sun salutations. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes. We'll draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold, bring your fingertips to your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, looking forward. So we can bring the palms of our hands to the shins, spine is long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step ourselves into plank. And the option from here, if we need to, is to drop down to the knees, tucking the elbows in as we exhale, Chaturanga, all the way to our mat. Press through the tops of the feet. Inhale for Cobra. Tuck your back toes under. Exhale, lift the hips up, pressing ourselves into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, looking forward. Exhale, step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Moving through the same again as we inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stepping ourselves into plank. And remember, we can drop to the knees if we need to. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale for Cobra. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, looking forward. Exhale, step forward once again to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, looking forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. So we're going to move through that one more time. So we'll move through now in our own time using our breath. And we're using these sun salutations to build heat in our physical body. We're synchronizing our movement here with our breath. And after we finished our last round of salutations, we're coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Eyes are closed down. And just notice the qualities of your breath. the heat starting to build in your body. Feel your heart beating. As we inhale, you can gently open the eyes or draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold, bring your fingertips to your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking forward. Exhale, we'll press back, downward facing dog. As we inhale, going to float our right leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward. We'll drop our back heel 90 degrees, so it's in line with the short edge of our mat. We'll have the left hand to the left hip to start. With the right fingertips, we've got a few different options here, so we can either keep our right fingertips grounded. We can rest our right hand to the front of our right ankle. If you do have a block handy and you think you might need some extra space for Trikonasana, triangle pose, we can take a hold of our block here. As we inhale, start to lengthen out here through our front leg. So here in Trikonasana, you may need to have a bit of a bend in your front knee here. We want to tuck under through that front sit bone. We're rotating through the spine here so that we can have a nice open heart center. Once we're set up, we'll use the inhale to float our left fingertips. So here in Trikonasana, we want to feel engaged here. So we can feel the legs are working strongly, top fingertips are working strongly here as well. And with your gaze, we can either have the gaze straight ahead. If your neck feels okay here, you might choose to lift your gaze. If it's pinching your neck, you may choose to keep your gaze down to the floor. And just 2 more breaths here. Bring a little bend into your front knee. Use your top hand here as we inhale, coming up to standing. Virabhadrasana 2. So we want to bend through that front knee. Right sit bone is still tucked under. Arms are extending here, so we can extend out through those fingertips. Gaze is fixed over the right index finger. Smooth, steady breath. Setting up here for Trikonasana. From here, we'll start to transition into side angle stretch, Parsvakonasana. As we inhale, start to lean forward here over the front of the right knee. So a few different options here. Option 1, right elbow to the right knee. Draw your left arm across the ear. Option 2, again, if you've got your block, or you can use an improvised block here, we can go halfway down. And the third option is we can bring our right fingertips all the way down to our mat. And with your top arm, if you do have any issues with your shoulder or your neck, you might choose just to bend that left elbow and bring your left hand to your left hip. So wherever we are though, again, we're rotating through the spine. So we're lifting up through the heart center. We want to breathe into that left side body. Keep tucking under through your front sit bone. Just 1 more breath here. On your next exhale, swing the top arm around. Lift the back heel and we'll press back to downward facing dog. Just pausing here. Reconnect to your breath before we start to move into the left side now. As we inhale, start to lift our left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Drop the back heel 90 degrees so it's in line with the short edge of your mat. I'm setting up here for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand to right hip. And again, we can either have our fingertips to our block or to our mat. You might rest your left hand to the front of your left ankle. As we inhale, start to bring some length into that front hamstring. Again, you might need that micro bend in your left knee. We're drawing back on the right shoulder until we've got maximum rotation here. And then if we're going on, we use the inhale to float our right fingertips. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Just check in with your breath here. Make sure you've still got your smooth, flowing, gentle but deep breath. From here, we'll bring a bend into our front knee. Use the top hand to help you to come up to standing. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So here we want to sink down through that left knee this time. Tuck under through the left sit bone. Draw up here through the lower belly. Strong gaze is fixed over your left fingertips. And start to transition into Parsvakonasana. As we inhale, we're leaning forward over the left knee. We can rest our left elbow to the left knee or draw the right arm across the ear. You might be able to get your left fingertips all the way down to either your block or to your mat. From here, we want to draw back on the right shoulder. We're breathing into the right side body. And we've got that nice line running all the way down the right side of the body. Smooth, steady breath. On your next exhale, swing the top arm around. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. So we've got the heels lined up evenly at the back of the mat. Heels out, toes in slightly. We can pop up onto the fingertips. We can feel as if we're separating here with our sit bones. And you might choose to stay working here. If we're going on, we'll use our next exhale to fold forward here. Maybe we can walk our fingertips forward. So here in this pose again, you may need to have a slight bend in your knees. Again, we can feel that the legs are working really strongly here. We're releasing the crown of our head towards our mat, so it may not touch, but the intention is there. Work with your exhale here to create space in your back body. As we inhale, lengthen the spine. Bring a little bend into our knees. Turn to face the top of your mat once again. Press back to downward facing dog. And again, just take the opportunity to center yourself here, reconnect with your breath. As we inhale, bending the knees, looking forward. As we exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. We'll just pause here for a few breaths. Just notice the qualities of your breath. Notice any effects on your body from our last sequence. As we inhale, you can gently open the eyes and draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking forward. As we exhale, step our left foot back. And we'll keep the back heel lifted for now. So framing our front foot here with the fingertips. So again, we can pop up onto the fingertips here. We want to draw back on that right hip. Spine is nice and long. And we're just pausing here in a high lunge. And draw lengthen to the spine. On the exhale, we're coming into a twist. So we're floating our right fingertip. And we work with our exhale here to maybe rotate a little bit deeper. Maybe you can lean into your back body. Inhale, coming back to center. From here, we'll drop our back heel now 45 degrees and walk our fingertips 45 degrees to the inside of our front foot. As we inhale, draw lengthen to the spine. On the exhale, we're folding forward here. So again, really strong opening for the inner hips here. So we're working with our breath to create space. So we want to tuck under through that right sit bone. It might be trying to poke out to the back here, but we want to tuck it back under. Use the exhale to fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen the spine, walk the fingertips back. We'll turn to face the long edge of our mat, and we're going to transition now over to the other side. So we've got the left foot forward this time, right leg behind us. Framing the front foot with the fingertips, we're popping up onto those fingertips. Draw back on your left hip. Spine is long, we'll keep the gaze to our mat. Bringing your awareness again to your inner hips. Create space here, work with your breath. From here, we'll bring the right fingertips to the inside of the left foot. Take an inhale here, and as we exhale, we're coming into our rotation. So we can float the left fingertips. And work with your breath, work with your exhale to twist a little bit deeper. One more breath. Inhale, coming back to center. Drop your back heel down 45 degrees. Walk your fingertips out 45 degrees to the inside of your left foot. As we inhale, draw lengthen to the spine. On the exhale, we're going for our fold here. So tuck your left sit bone under here. Press through the outer blade of your right foot. Just make sure you're not collapsing through the arch here. Use your exhale to fold deeper. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Walk the fingertips back. Lift your back heel, and then we'll press ourselves back to downward facing dog. And then from here, we're coming all the way down onto the mat, forward stretch. So bring the knees wide, hips to heels, arms extended, and third eye to the mat. And we'll be here for a few breaths. We're just grounding ourselves after our standing poses. Slowly lift your head, come on up to sitting. And from here, we'll extend out our left leg, right knee is bent, and we'll bring the sole of the right foot into the inner left thigh. So you might need to adjust your weight here just to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. From here, we'll turn to face our bent knee. Take an inhale here to lengthen through your spine. And on the exhale, we're coming for the fold. So we can slide our left hand down the left leg. Draw the right arm across the ear. So if this isn't quite comfortable for your top arm, we can just wrap that arm behind the lower back. So here we want to keep rotating through the spine. So we're opening up through the heart center. You can lift your gaze here if it feels okay for your neck. And we want to breathe into that right side body. Nice release here through the right side body, through the lower back. We've got a bit of a rotation here through the spine. As we inhale, bring ourselves up to sitting. And we'll adjust the weight here, so we're now turning to face the extended leg. As we inhale, draw length into your spine, so we're popping up onto the fingertips here again. Leading with the heart center. As we exhale, we'll start to fold forward here. So we're working really slowly and mindfully here to create space in that hamstring. So as we inhale, we'll lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, maybe we can walk those hands forward just a little bit here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. And we'll keep working in this way for the next few breaths. You might even like to close your eyes down here. Just one more breath. As we inhale, slowly lift the head. Come on up to sitting. And we're coming into a little back bend from here, so we can bring the right fingertips behind us. And we'll just start to lift the hips up off the mat. We can extend those right fingertips behind us. So a bit of a counterbalance here. We're now opening up through the opposite side of the body. And we're opening up through the front of our body here. So we'll lift up through the heart center. And we'll just stay in the pose as long as feels okay. When you are ready to come out, use your inhale to gently release. Coming back to center, we'll just pause here for a moment. So you might feel your heart beating here with that nice back bending. And when you are ready, coming over to the other side now, so extend out through the right leg. Left knee is bent, and we'll bring the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. So again, you might just have to readjust your weight here a little bit, so we're sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones. We'll turn to face the bent knee here. As we inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, we'll go for our fold, so sliding the right hand down the right leg. Draw the left arm across the ear as option 1. If it's more comfortable for you here, we'll wrap that arm behind the lower back. But wherever we are, again, we're drawing back on the shoulder so that we can rotate through the spine. Keep the heart center lifted here. Breathe into your left side body. Feel that space through your side body. This is probably not an area of the body that we often will focus our attention on, so we want to revel in that opening here. Use your inhale to bring yourself back up to sitting, and we'll turn to face the extended leg now. So again, you might need to adjust your weight. Pop up onto the fingertips here. Use the inhale to lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we'll start to fold. So again, working slowly and mindfully here. We use the inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe we can fold a little bit deeper. And we'll keep working in this way for the next few breaths. Again, you might choose to close your eyes down here. Two more breaths here. Inhale, slowly lift the head. Come on up to sitting. Preparing for that back bending pose, so we can bring the left fingertips behind us, and we'll start to lift the hips up off the mat. So again, we're now opening up through the opposite side body. And we're lifting up through the front body here. So lift up through the heart center. Breathe deeply into your front body. Once we're ready to come out, you can gently release. Come back to center. We're pausing in the center here again and just take the opportunity to notice any effects. From here we can gently open the eyes, and we're bringing ourselves all the way down onto the mat, and we're just feeling the mat beneath us here. From here we're coming into happy baby pose. So we'll start to float our feet up and we'll take a hold of the outside of our feet. So here we want to keep our sacrum, our lower back grounded. We're pressing the soles of our feet and our hands in towards each other just so that we can start to create a little bit more space in those inner hips. And you may choose to take a little gentle rock here from side to side. That's just optional for you here. An alternative to this pose is just to have the knees drawn in towards the chest and then bring the knees out a little bit wide. Starting to slow down a little bit here as we move towards the end of our practice. From here we can gently release, coming back to center. From here we'll extend the left leg straight out in front, right knee stays bent. Take an inhale here, and as we exhale we're drawing the right knee over to the left side of the mat, coming into a twist so we can rest our left hand to the right knee. Right arm draws out to shoulder height, and we can turn the gaze in that direction. So we want to try and keep that right shoulder grounded to our mat. And here you can feel a nice release here through our lower back. Getting a nice rotation through the spine, getting the energy moving through this space. Steady and rhythmic breath. As we inhale, can gently release, coming back to center. We'll just realign the spine here again before coming over to the other side. So from here, right leg extends, left knee is bent. Take an inhale here, spine is nice and long. As we exhale, drop our left knee over to the right side of the mat. And we can rest our right hand to the left knee, the left arm draws out to shoulder height. We want the left shoulder grounded to the mat. We can turn the gaze over the left fingertips. Work with your exhale here to maybe rotate just that little bit deeper. Getting a nice cleansing, ringing out here through the digestive system. As we inhale, gently unwrap, coming back to center. Let's realign your spine here again. From here, we'll draw both of our knees in towards our chest. And we'll just start to roll around in one direction. Nice little massage here for your lower back. And then coming back in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, gently release. And we're setting ourselves up now for our final rest in Shavasana. So have the legs extended straight out in front, and we can just let our feet flop out to the side. Our spine is nice and long. Arms rest beside the body, palms facing up towards the sky. And just run a quick scan through your body and make sure you're not holding on to any residual tension throughout your physical body. Eyes are closed. We've got our smooth, flowing, gentle breath. And we'll remain present here in our practice. And I will leave you to have your own experience here in Shavasana. So we'll remain in our Shavasana for a minimum of 5 minutes and allow ourselves to really revel in our practice and seal off the energy of our practice. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.